Something that you said made me think of like sometimes people are like, I don't know what to say. Right? They're like nervous. Like if their boss is coming to them, they don't speak up because they don't know what to say. If they're in some sort of an argument, they don't say anything because they're afraid they're going to say something wrong or bad or different or stupid. They don't get onto stages or lives on social media because like, oh, what if I trip up? What if it's awkward? So when it comes to individuals that are just uncertain or don't have a lot of confidence about their words, right? How can we begin to improve our communication? I know you work a lot with communication.
Absolutely. So one of the things I say to people all the time, the women that I work with, and being in the practice as a therapist, I also work with men and couples, that finding the words is certainly an important part of it, but also getting clear on, before you even find the words, getting clear on whether or not the person you are considering having that conversation with is someone that has a history of listening, is someone that has a history of caring about what you have to say, is someone
Mm.
who has a history with you of showing an interest in hearing your opinion, even if it's different than yours. Excuse me, even if it's different than theirs. That's one of the first things I say to people, because here's part of the challenge. We can set ourselves up and make whatever attempt we can come up with the best possible way to say something. If we're saying it to someone who is somebody that I call a communication saboteur, it's just not going to work. They will
Wow.
not listen. You're not going to get any satisfaction, and it'll be like banging your head against the wall. So, know your audience would be the first thing that I would say. And I
Wow.
specialize in teaching this to people who work with me. The second thing I would say is know the right time. If you feel that the person has passed kind of test number one, consider what would be a good time to have this conversation. Are you feeling eager to talk about something and you're rushing into it when that person is preoccupied with something else? If you do it at a time that's not the right time, it's not going to work, no matter how good the message. So check and see who your audience is, know your audience, and then also look for a time that's better. If it's a conversation with your partner or your spouse or a close friend or family member, try to find a time you can both agree on that seems good, and just say, hey, there was something I wanted to share with you. I'm just wondering if you might have some time Sunday in the afternoon. When you feel that it's likely they're going to be available, wait for them to give their okay, and then you're more likely to have that conversation. So those things are very important in terms of finding a way to convey the message. This is my superpower. I help people with this all the time. We sit down, we look at a situation, and then I help them to literally script it out. How do you do that? Well, you want to find a way to focus on yourself and not have it be I'm sorry, not have it be a situation where you're pointing fingers. You want to say, when this happened, this is how I felt. I'm wondering what you think. You want to come to it from a place of curiosity, not defensiveness if you can avoid it. And you certainly don't want to be aggressive about it. You want to say it in a way that feels like you're being open with them, but not accusing them of anything. You want to come with an open and curious attitude. And I think the other thing, there are many things to this, but the other thing is, before you even start, go back to where the situation lies and then think about it yourself, and then maybe do some journaling, write out what it is that's been happening, and take a look at that, and then see if you can find some key points in it that you can draw from, and know that you are entitled to say and share and express how you feel. So many women hesitate to do it because they feel like, yeah, I don't know, I'm not sure if I have the right to do that, or I'm not sure if they're going to even care. And hopefully that's not the case. If you know, however, that someone has shown you in the past that they don't really care, again, communication saboteur, and hopefully it's not someone you're super close with where you have to deal with that all the time. But so those are some of the suggestions that I have.
Man, I love this. So clear and concise. And I know very well that those listening live or on the replay are like, yeah,